Imagine a famous NBA player involved in a shocking murder plot. Chance Comanche and his friend Zachary Hondon planned and executed the killing of Morena Rogers. What drove them to commit such a horrific act? Discover the full story in today's episode. The ending will leave you stunned. In this true crime story, we'll delve into the heartbreaking details of this case. Comanche didn't act alone. There was a meticulous plan for the murder, the crime scene, and the aftermath. As more details about the investigation and their motives emerge, it becomes even more astonishing. In early December, a young woman went missing near Las Vegas. After a lengthy search and revealing evidence, an NBA player was arrested. He later confessed to strangling the woman and revealed he had an accomplice. Today's true crime video will explore the murder investigation of Morena Rogers and Chance Comanche's involvement. Stay tuned to learn the devastating details of what happened the night she vanished. You won't believe the bold move Comanche made after the murder, thinking he would get away with it. This story began as a missing persons case. Morena Rogers was declared missing when her family lost contact with her. Morena, a 23-year-old medical assistant from Washington State, was visiting Las Vegas alone. She shared her location with friends and family through her cell phone. The last known location of her phone was 11 miles south of the Las Vegas Strip at 3 a.m. on December 6th. This was suspicious due to the time and distance from the city. Her family was certain she hadn't planned to disappear, as she had limited money and strong ties to her home and work. Few people knew about Morena's other job as a sex worker in Las Vegas, a crucial detail in this case. The police investigated her disappearance and eventually arrested 2 suspects for kidnapping. This changed when Chance Comanche confessed to her murder by strangulation. Comanche's involvement in this case is a major shock. Despite not being a high-profile NBA star, his actions have garnered significant media attention. He played for the Stockton Kings, joining their roster in early November. His career included brief stints with other teams, but he never settled. It's always surprising when famous athletes think they can commit murder and get away with it. How can they continue playing on their team, knowing they've killed someone and could be caught anytime? It wasn't just a dangerous game or a fight over money. This was a murder planned for a long time. Comanche didn't act alone. He had a partner named Zachary Hondon, who knew Morena and had a reason to be involved. Zachary Hondon, 19, was Comanche's ex-girlfriend. They met on an app, dated briefly, then broke up but stayed friendly. This connection led Comanche to help her with the murder. Hondon was the first to be arrested. She was taken into custody 2 days before Comanche. She was charged with first-degree kidnapping, while Morena's case was still seen as a disappearance. This later turned into a murder charge. Hondon knew both Comanche and Morena, making her the key link in this story. They worked together in Las Vegas, staying professional and cordial. This relationship played a big role in the murder plot. Another detail is that Hondon was also charged with stealing a Rolex watch, which was thought to be unrelated but might not be. The story goes that Hondon and Morena argued over the watch, with Morena threatening Hondon if she didn't return it. This suggests the watch was Morena's, and this threat could have been Hondon's final push. Before that, Hondon implicated Morena's boyfriend in a double murder case, leading to his arrest. They argued about this on December 4th, the day before Morena's murder. The tension between them made the situation explosive. If you were enjoying this video so far, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. This will give you easy access to more great videos on true crime cases. We love diving into news stories that don't always go the way you expect. So far, this case definitely fits that description. The relationship between Morena and Hondon is a surprise. However, you must keep watching to see how twisted this murder plan got. How did Chance Comanche and Zachary Hondon kill Morena Rogers together? Hondon and Comanche thought about different ways to kill Morena, like poisoning or shooting her. They even tried to hire a hitman for $3,000, but that plan failed. So, what did they do? When the hitman plan didn't work, they decided to do it themselves. They tricked Morena into meeting them by pretending to work together on a job. Hondon convinced Morena that a client wanted a threesome involving some kinky bondage play. Comanche, posing as the client, demanded Marina have her wrists bound during sex. Marina agreed, thinking it was part of the act. Comanche brought zip ties for this purpose. During the act, Comanche suggested strangulation as the method to kill Marina. He had previously discussed this in a group chat with Hardin and the hitman. He took an HDMI cord and wrapped it around Marina's neck, while Hardin helped by choking her. They stopped after 10 seconds when they saw fluid coming from her mouth, thinking she was dead. The cover-up makes the case even worse for them. This was a planned crime involving both parties, and Comanche's actions afterward show a clear attempt to hide what they did and act like nothing happened. Next, they had to get rid of the body. They drove to a road in Henderson, threw Marina in a ditch, and covered her with rocks. Comanche admitted to using a towel to avoid leaving DNA and smashed Marina's phone, not realizing the phone's GPS tracker would raise suspicion if it stopped sending signals. Comanche coached Harding to act normal when questioned, comparing it to a post-game interview. The casual approach and lack of remorse were chilling. Did he justify killing Marina because of her past with Hardin? It wasn't due to any disrespect about her profession, since he dated Hardin, who was open about her activities. Shockingly, Comanche was still an active player during the murder. He wasn't a failed star seeking attention. He scheduled the murder around his games. On December 4th, Comanche was in Nevada with his team at the M Resort and Casino in Henderson for a game against the Ignite. After the game, he went back to the hotel, then left to meet Hardin and carry out their plan. After disposing of the body, Comanche returned to the hotel and rejoined his team, acting normal. The next morning, he left for the next game in Oregon. He played with the Stockton Kings until managers learned about the FBI's interest in Marina's disappearance. They then cut ties with him after his arrest. Comanche's confession will end his contract and any hope of playing NBA basketball again. The case is complex, with two people planning and executing the murder. Both deserve long prison sentences for their actions. The violent act in the car is horrific, but the premeditated nature and destruction of evidence make it worse. A question remains: who is ultimately responsible for Marina's death? Comanche claims he loosened his grip on the HDMI cord when Marina's breathing changed, while Hardin continued what she was doing. Who actually killed her, and who was an accessory? This story will continue to unfold. We are far from any trial dates, as Comanche has just confessed. Over the next year, more details about the plans and encounters leading to the murder will emerge. We will see who takes the most blame and who gets a lighter sentence. Chance Comanche is the focus of the news stories because of his minor fame. Headlines about an NBA star killing a prostitute attract more attention than a story about a young couple plotting to strangle an acquaintance outside Las Vegas. However, the real focus should be on Hondon. She had a past relationship with Marina and a motive to kill. Hondon seems to have involved Comanche and used him to achieve her goal. This doesn't excuse Comanche at all. He willingly participated and executed his ideas. His casual attitude towards disposing of the body and fitting the murder around his games is disturbing. The key point to remember is that a young medical assistant tragically lost her life that night. Her secondary job and the fame of her killer should not influence the case's outcome. They wanted her dead and devised an elaborate plan to do it. The court will now decide who is ultimately responsible for Marina's death. Comanche claims he loosened his grip on the cord while Hondon continued choking her. The trial will reveal more details about their motives and actions. The tragic loss of Marina, a young medical assistant, remains central to the case, overshadowing the notoriety of her murderer. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this true crime story intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates on this case. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and take care. Do you think Hondon will face harsher punishment for planning and strangling Marina? Or will Comanche's detailed plot and twisted behavior result in a longer sentence for him?